welcome.
Thank you very much, my brother.
That's great. I want you to introduce yourself to your audience.
Okay, thank you very much for what you are doing, and thank you for the lives you are impacting with this program. And I would like to say good day to our viewers out there. As you rightly mentioned, my name is Yussif. I'm a speaker, I'm an author, and also I use the transformative power of my voice to educate and then empower people out there. Basically, that is just what I can tell you.
I understand you work with one NGO, right?
Yes, please. I work with Right to Play International.
Okay.
Yes, I'm stationed in the Upper East region of Ghana.
Okay. Okay. So, what are the challenges you're helping with the NGO? What are the issues you've identified?
I think one of the key issues we have identified is that lack of access to quality education.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a major challenge, especially in the rural areas of Ghana.
Okay.
And we are working so hard to make sure that we come up with solutions to help children in rural areas have access to quality education.
That is one of the core missions.
That's one of our
Now
missions.
let's come back to our topic. How to overcome adversity. What is adversity? What is adversity?
Simply put, adversity means difficulty.
Okay.
Yes, difficulty. And I believe strongly that as an individual, there is a point in your life where you will face adversity. It will come.
Regardless of who you are.
It doesn't matter who you are. As far as you are alive and healthy, even if you are sick, adversity will come to you.
Wow.
So it's just a matter of what? Facing difficulty in your life.
So what are you've interacted with several youth. You've been in the speaking industry for, I don't know, more than 5-6 years thereabout. You've interacted with several youth. What are some of the key problems, adversity you've identified? I need 3 key adversity or problems you've identified with this.
Oh, thank you very much, Mr. Yunus. One of the key adversities I have observed about youth is low self-esteem.
Okay, what do you mean by that?
They don't believe in themselves.
And where is the source of this low self-esteem?
I think with that, I can relate it back to when we were young.
Okay.
Yes, and I can see that mostly in our schools.
Okay.
When we were young and then we were in the primary schools,
okay.
anytime you answer a question in class and then maybe the teacher thinks the answer is not right, the teacher will sometimes, even the behavior of the teacher towards you will make you feel like making a mistake in life is something that is very bad.
Wow.
I have been a teacher. In my class, I have seen it. If a child should answer a question, even if you, the teacher, think the question is not right, the way you will even respond to the child, you will realize that the child will crawl back into his or her shell. So the child will grow up having the mentality that making a mistake is something very bad in life. So these children grow with this mentality and they end up having low self-esteem. They don't want to try anything. They believe others are far, far better than them.
Well, as a teacher, I think this is a lesson for me. I need to know how to handle this kind of issues. So, low self-esteem, what is the impact? What's the negative impact of low self-esteem on the individual?
One is it makes a lot of individuals not being able to live up to their potentials. And I have met young people like that who are very intelligent. They have wonderful ideas. They have ideas that can change the course of history. But simply because they have low self-esteem, they will end up dying, going to their graves with these wonderful ideas inside them, simply because they have low self-esteem.
Low self-esteem, is that serious?
Is that serious, my brother? Even I have seen people who are currently working at places they don't want to work. But because they have low self-esteem, they don't want to move away to try anything new. They just decided, oh, come on, I'm not that good. This person is more intelligent than me. That is why he's doing it. So therefore, let me just wait in my corner and live here. I'm comfortable here.
So in other words, low self-esteem is killing a lot of dreams.
My brother, I can tell you that low self-esteem has killed so many people than any disease you can think of.
Wow.
Yeah. Low self-esteem.
Is that serious?
It's terrible.
Personally, have you faced any of this issue before? Have you ever experienced low self-esteem yourself before? Because the way you are speaking is like connected from your heart.
Rather, I'm speaking from experience.
Wow.
And I believe maybe our viewers out there who know me from childhood will be surprised to see me sitting here speaking fluently like this. Yes, I'm a living testimony.
What
And
do
the
you mean?
reason is that I was born with a speaking defect.
Hmm?
Yes, I was born with a speaking defect. I was born a stammerer. And you know very well that the fear of every stammerer is what? Speaking in public.
You were a stammerer?
Yeah.
I don't believe it.
Very true, my brother. Those who know me from childhood, even up to senior high school.
How were you able to overcome it?
My
then?
brother, at that early age, I decided that I wanted to speak. I wanted to use the power of my voice to transform what? Society.
Okay.
So the first opportunity I had was in senior high school doing entertainment.
Okay.
Yes, I lobbied my way out, and then I was made the MC for our variety shows.
Okay.
The first day I picked the microphone up, my brother, the words were not coming. And you know senior high school students, the next thing I heard was, away, my brother.
Huh?
I was so ashamed. The next opportunity I picked the microphone again, I was able to mention just my name. My name is Yakubu Yussif. Even the Yussif, I struggled and I mentioned it. The rest of the words didn't come. I was struggling with the microphone. Oh my God, another away came. So I kept the microphone down and I decided that no, speaking was not my calling. So I went back to the dormitory and I even made up my mind I will never speak again. But one day I was reading a book and I saw a powerful quotation by Eleanor Roosevelt, which says, nobody can make you feel inferior without your own consent.
Mm.
Nobody can make you feel inferior without your own consent. That changed my mind. But later on, I read another powerful quotation from Mahatma Gandhi,
Okay.
which says, nobody can hurt you without your permission.
Mm.
Right from that moment, I realized that all those who were screaming away at me on that stage, I was giving them the permission.
You
to
were
hurt
giving
me.
them the permission?
Yes, I was giving them the consent to make me feel inferior.
Mm.
I said, no, I must speak. The next opportunity, I picked the microphone. I was still struggling with the words. Away, I was there.
You refused to put down
Because
the
at
micro-
this moment, I had a different view of myself.
Okay.
Those powerful quotations I read changed everything in my mind about myself. I was there, I struggled down, and I was able to gather some courage, and finally I was able to speak at that program.
Wow.
The next opportunity, I spoke again. And my brother, since that day when I refused to put the microphone down, I have not stopped speaking. And since I started speaking up to now, my brother, if I meet you for the first time and I don't tell you that I stammer, you wouldn't even realize it. That was how
Let's
I
go
was
to
feeling.
the second key problem. We're done with the low self-esteem. What's the second key problem?
Negative influence.
Negative influence. Okay.
Yes, negative influence. I have seen it so much in the youth of today. For instance, you meet youth who are intelligent, they have great ideas, they want to do wonderful things in the world, but the people around them are not giving them that opportunity. And mostly I tell people, the people you spend time with, the people you spend so much time with in a day, they go a long way to determine how far your life will go. As John Brown once said, and I quote, look at the people in your life and ask this question: what is this relationship doing to me?
Is that serious?
Yeah, look at the people you are spending so much time with. How are they impacting your life? Are they impacting your life negatively, or are they impacting your life positively?
Wow.
Yes.
What's the third key problem?
The third key problem I would like to talk about is lack of vision.
Okay.
Lack of vision. Lack of vision. Most of the youth today,
Let's continue.
most of the youth today, you meet them, they don't have vision. They don't know where they want their lives to be. Yeah, they don't have a destination they are looking at.
At the last of most of the youth today, they don't have vision.
Yeah.
They don't really know what they really want their life to be.
Yes.
10, 20 years to come.
No.
Let's go on break and come back and we'll touch on that.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Yussif, you made mention that one of the key problems is lack of vision. Lack of vision is affecting the youth. Now, without vision, can someone really succeed in life?
To answer this question, I will tell you no, because I believe that if you don't know where you are going, how will you even know when you get there? It's not possible. Yes, if you don't know where you are going, how will you know when you get to your destination?
So spending time to know where you are going is critical.
It's very, very important, and that is why I ask most youth most of the time, what do you want? What do you want? It's a very simple question, but very difficult to answer. And again, most people go through their lives not being able to answer this question. What do you want? And the moment you answer that question, it gives your life a clear sense of direction.
Wow.
You have a sense of direction in your life. And also, one example I do give to most youth is that when you go to maybe a bus station, you are going to buy a ticket to travel, what is the first question they ask you? Where are you going?
That would then determine which ticket
to buy. So my brother, if you don't know where you are going and you just walk to what? A bus station, any ticket you buy will take you anywhere. So it's very important you know where you are going, so that when you start off on the journey, any obstacle that will come, that obstacle cannot stop you because you know where you are going.
Okay. And then all these three key problems you spoke about, I felt like some of this vision, learning about influence, it's like you learn these through personal development, through reading.
I read a lot.
Now I realize that most of the youth don't love to read. Why? What do you think? Why? What are the problems? Why?
I think last week I was just discussing with somebody on this. I think we now live in a generation where people find it very difficult to read. We now live in an era where access to information is very easy, but people don't want to read. Yes, with the invention of the internet, you have no excuse to be ignorant on any subject. But people don't read. My brother, just a click of a button, you can have billions of information out there, but people don't read. And for me, what really confirmed that for me was, there are times when I wrote my book, a young man came to me after I launched and I made sales. He came to me that he needed 200 Ghana cedis to solve a problem.
Okay.
And truly speaking, at that time I read something about the youth, they don't like reading and issues like that. So I said that, okay, I will test the system and see.
Okay.
When he came, I told him that, truly speaking, I don't have money with me, but I have a book I can give him that can develop him in other areas.
Okay.
When I told him about the book, the impression on his face alone, I realized, this guy, he doesn't like reading. But I gave him the book and insisted that he should read this book. And before I gave him the book, I moved into my bedroom and I picked a copy of my book. I kept 300 Ghana cedis, 50 notes in the booklet, and I gave it to him that, okay, this is the gift I can give him. So at least when I'm
But you never
together,
made it aware that you have
I never
money.
mentioned it to him, because for me, I like people who read, and I really want to influence people to read. So I gave him the book, and then in a week time I called him. When he answered, I asked him, have you read the book I gave you? That no. When he brought it, it was in his room for like some 2 days, and his friend came and borrowed the book, and the book is with a friend. Then I told him that day you needed 200 CDs. I placed 300 CDs in the book. Call your friend and confirm. I was there, then he called me back. Then he called a friend, and the friend has agreed that he has seen the money in the book, but he has used the money.
He has used the money.
And I have done it to like 3 people so far, and all of them have failed. And that will tell you the level at which people don't want to read. And me, I believe in the saying that the readers of today are the leaders of tomorrow.
Yes. You know, I was listening to Dr. Miles Monroe, Brian Tracy, Les Brown, Jack Canfield, John Maxwell, Jim Rohn, and they said that the greatest enemy of man is not Satan. That the greatest enemy of man is not even poverty. which our country and other part of Africa we felt is our end. That the greatest enemy of man is not even poverty. That the greatest enemy of man is ignorance.
Yes.
That ignorance is the cause of all distractions in life.
True. Very true.
That the quotation God said, "My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge." That is very true. That God cannot help you with what you don't know.
Very true.
The less you know, the less He can bless you. The more you know, the more He can bless you. And sometimes I went further to say, if you put Bill Gates and Bukum Bonku face to face, Bukum Bonku will beat Bill Gates. But it's not about the physics, it's the mentality. We don't invest in our mind. You and an elephant, who is much stronger?
The elephant is much stronger.
But you and the elephant, whose mind is very powerful. So you were not giving physics, you were giving the mind. So once you throw it away, you don't put necessary information, you dampen your spirit.
Very true.
So I want to find out something very important. The youth and money. What do you have to say? What do you have to say about that? Youth and money.
This is a very complicated topic, but
Okay.
I'll touch on it briefly.
Okay.
The youth and money today, yes. I can say that the majority of the youth are interested in what? Quick money.
Okay.
Yes, they want money instantly. They want it now, instant gratification. They don't want to put in the work and get the money, but they want to get the money without the work, and that is not possible. As Frederick Douglass once said, without struggle, there is no progress. You can't get it just like that. If it was that easy, everybody would have been rich.
Les Brown said that there's no secret to wealth, that there's a system.
It's a
And
system.
many people don't want to learn the system.
And then if you work the system will work for you. So most people don't know this. They don't read. If you read, you will see all these things. Come on, my brother. When I wanted to change my situation, looking at the background I'm coming from, my brother, it was tough. I decided to read. After reading, I decided to come out with a book. And since I came out with the book, I have sold over 3,000 copies of that book.
Wow. I really want us to touch on the book. I don't know how many minutes we have, but I want us to touch on the book. What led to writing of the book? What's the reason? What's the passion behind the book?
In 2013, as part of my course of study at the University for Development Studies, that's BX Social Science Education,
Okay.
I was sent to Business Senior High School,
Okay.
the school I completed in 2007.
Okay.
I went back there to have my out-campus teaching practice there.
Okay.
When I got there, I realized that the students were not what motivated. Come on,
Okay.
most of them were not coming to class. Most of them were not using their time properly. So at first, I wanted to get a book that would teach them the power of purpose. A book that would teach them the importance of managing your time effectively. A book that would teach them how to avoid negative influence. I searched through, and then I wasn't getting a book like that.
Okay.
Then one day I saw a powerful quotation by an American writer by name Toni Morrison. And Toni Morrison said, if there is a book you want to write and that book has not been written yet, then you must write it. Yes, if there is a book you want to write and that book has not been written yet, then you must write it. Right from that moment, I started writing Going Beyond the Limit. And then in less than a year, I was done with the book. Yeah, so that was the passion. My passion was to solve a problem.
So that comes to that. This one was meant to solve adversity.
Yes, please.
Our topic is how to overcome adversity. Now, very soon, our time will be due. I want you to just say 3 key things on how to overcome adversity.
The first is what? You must make a decision.
Okay.
A decision. You must make a decision. And I always tell people, the point where you can make a strong decision and stick by it is what? When you are sick and tired of being sick and tired of your situation. I was sick and tired of my situation. I was sick and tired. I was jobless. Come on. I was sick and tired. I wanted to change my situation. So I made a decision with my life. And I believe that you can make a difference if you have not made a decision in your life.
Decision is key.
It's key, my brother.
So the first one, make a decision.
Make a decision. And
Just decide.
Decide. I see people who are going through relationship, abusive relationships. They decide, okay, today it's over between me and him. I won't go. And the next day they are there again. People will tell you they want to start businesses. they start the business, a little challenge will come, they will give up.
They've not
They
made the
have not
decision.
made the decision. The moment you make a decision and stand by that decision, my brother,
That's a decision.
the world will create a way for you. Yeah.
So what's the second? I need 3 key steps to overcome. The first one is decision. Make a decision. What's the second one?
The second one is, my brother, you must be willing to pay the price for what you want.
That
You're
is what
willing
many
to pay
people don't want to do.
Yes. Many people are struggling right now. Many people are going through tough times right now simply because they are not willing to pay the price. What is the price? Are you willing to pay that price? Most people don't want to pay that price. They are scared of pain. Stop running away from pain. Use your pain to move you from where you are right now to where you want to be. So I just want to tell people, you must be willing to pay the price. What kind of adversity are you going through?
Okay.
Is it a relationship problem? You are in an abusive relationship. There must be a price you must be willing to pay to get a better relationship. There is always a price. Find out what is it and be willing to pay that.
So that's the second. What's the last one?
The last one is what? The mindset. The mindset. Listen, Oliver Wendell Holmes will tell you, the mind, once expanded to the dimensions of a large idea, never returns to its original size. The mind, what you think about most of the time is what you become. Yes. So if you are going through an adversity right now, and you are thinking that, oh my God, this is where God wants me to be. For me, I have taken it in good faith. My brother, think.
We become what we think
You
about.
become what you think about. If you are thinking that one day you will be a billionaire, come on, work towards it. Have that mindset. Inshallah, you will be that billionaire.
You know, I was reading the Bible, the Quran, these personal development books, and I saw that as you think, so you are.
Yes, as you think, so you become.
And they gave an example of some scientists who want to research on the power of conditioning. So what they did was that they brought a dog and served the dog a fresh meat, but they tied the dog. So anytime the dog see the meat is hungry, it will try to get the meat. Then the chain will yank the dog back. They did that for 2 weeks. The third week, they brought the dog out, tied the dog, and served the dog the fresh meat. And the dog just sat and looked at it. They shifted the fresh meat closer, and the dog backed away. The next day, they unchained, they removed the chain, and served the dog the fresh meat. And the dog just sat and looked at it. They shifted closer, then the dog backed away. So the conclusion of the study was that when you are conditioned to think like a slave, even if you are free, you still act like a slave. And one amazing thing was 1975, I heard this story from Zig Ziglar. They conduct a research on the average IQ of children from blacks and children from whites. And the average IQ of children from whites was 105. And the average IQ of children from blacks was 85. So they mix them together, give them the same food, the same drink, the same education, the same training for 4 good years. They came back and conducted the study again to evaluate their average IQ. Surprisingly, the average IQ of children from the whites rise from 105 to 115. And the average IQ of children from blacks, they were surprised, rise from 85 to 115 to be on the same level with the children. So the conclusion was that the African child brain is not less than a white man child brain. That the difference is the information we fed into the brain, the kind of music they listen to, the kind of movies they watch, the kind of entertainment they put in the brain. Now you are also saying our thoughts really determine, really influence us. We become what we think about. So every day you choose what you listen to, what you watch, what you see. All these things actually put those things in you. But my problem with the reason why many people don't read is that if you listen to Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu very carefully, some people came and asked him, Prophet, assuming you want this dunya, what's the secret? He said, seek for knowledge. Say, okay, what if you want Lahira, Jannah? He said, seek for knowledge. They got and said, okay, what if you want both? That's seek for knowledge. The Prophet went ahead and told them that the first instruction he, Rasulullah, received from Almighty Allah was Iqra. Read in the name of thy Lord. So why is it that the Muslim you don't want to read? Are we really following that? So how can we serve God with ignorance? I would like you to touch more on that so that we'll conclude the part.
Okay, thank you very much. On the issue of what you think about, so many years ago, I saw myself sitting here. So many years ago, I saw myself doing what I'm doing right now.
Wow.
So many years ago, I saw myself holding a microphone and then speaking to a large number of people.
Wow.
And also, I saw myself working with an international organization that improves the lives of children. And today, I am doing that.
Whatever you see,
it's possible. You can really get it. Mm-hmm. The mind, once expanded to the dimensions of a large idea, never returns to its original size. Yes.
I think on this note, I would like us to end our episode down with the motivator. The first one actually on how to overcome adversity. We made mention of low self-esteem. We made mention of lack of vision, negative influence. These are some of the key problems that are affecting the youth. Now, you can solve it. To solve it, you need to make a decision and then be willing to pay the price and have a vision for your life. I'm well known with this statement. Status in the world is not defined by what work you do, but by how well you do it. It doesn't really matter what you do. Whatever you do, give it your all, and everybody around you shall benefit. And remember what Prophet said, La yu'minu ahadukum hatta yuhibbal ahihi ma yuhibbal nafsihi. That none of you is truly a believer until you wish for your brother what you wish for yourself. Myself, Mr. Yussif, NTV crew, cameraman, camera woman, editors, Princita, NTV as a station, we wish you the best. That is why we come out with Time with a Motivator to give you hope. There's nothing on this planet that can be compared to hope. You can have money without hope, is meaningless. You can have a wife or husband without hope, is meaningless. Hope is key. The reason why you wake up in the morning because you hope maybe something will change. Hope is key. And Time with the Motivator is there to give you that hope. Thank you very much.